Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you to the entire Ag Committee. It's an honor to get to join you in this committee, and I'm grateful to get to advocate and represent the 10,000 farms in New Mexico's 2nd Congressional District, famous for our dairy, our pecans, our pistachios, and certainly our chili. So thank you so much, Secretary Perdue, for knowing that and for all that you do for rural America. When I talk with farmers, one of the first things I hear about are labor shortages. And Secretary Perdue, thank you for your commitment to this issue as well. The last time you testified before this committee, you spoke about that access to legal and stable workforce, so American-grown products will continue to feed our nation and the world. And just this morning, I appreciate your comments about working with Congress to help find a solution. The House passed the Farm Workforce Modernization Act with overwhelming bipartisan support, and I look forward to seeing our Senate colleagues engage on the subject. I strongly support a workable year-round visa system for our dairy farmers. And on that note, on the specialty crop side last year, you mentioned that you were working with Departments of Labor, Homeland Security, and the state to make the application process simpler for your training programs. When will the USDA application portal be ready?
The Department of Labor regulations are at OMB now. Hopefully they'll be released very soon for comment, and we're looking forward to that because the portal will be there. We have to have the rules there for the portal to be effective.
Have they given you a ballpark date?
OMB.
That's something you're eagerly awaiting?
We're waiting, right?
Okay, that's very good to know, so we can help. And are there any, so that would be the next near-term milestone for that. Do you have
We would hope this year.
Okay, thank you. What other specific steps is USDA taking to make it easier for farmers and ranchers to access the labor they need?
Again, if on the website, we try to give almost the documents and the things that you'll need in order to comply. So education is one thing, and we, Christy Boswell, as I mentioned, we deal one-on-one with producers coming in to have issues over visas and other things. I think the other exciting possibility is both from Mexico and Central America with Guatemala and other Central American countries developing a pool of workers, almost like they do for Canada, a pre-certified group of people. And I know that the Secretary of Agriculture in Mexico is concerned about their poor peasant population in southeastern Mexico. So we'd love to work with those states. And there's been Guatemala's we're already signed an agreement. And I think to help that will facilitate the State Department visa moving forward.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. I also really appreciate your comments about trade, not aid, and I'm pleased that we are making some strong advancements in that. I appreciate the discussion when it comes to the USMCA about Mexico and how do we make sure they're not restricting the cheeses. I wanted to go into another piece of the dairy, which of course is Canada's agreement. What steps will USDA take to ensure Canada complies with the terms of the agreement and eliminates their Class 7 pricing system?
Sure. I think we'll keep an eye on this Class 7 to make sure there's not a circumvention or a violation of that. These agreements that Ambassador Lighthizer is writing on the USTR are pretty legally contract enforceable type provisions, and I'm encouraged by that.
And one thing about those provisions is making sure not only they're eliminating this Class 7 system, but they're not reconstituting a similar one. Anything to add there? Yeah,
that's what I was mentioning with the circumvention of creating another loophole in that area. I think they're tight enough not to do that, and we'll be watching to call their hand on it if they do.
And please let us know if you see any challenges. Right. Lastly, just briefly, I appreciate that you brought that map, the MFP2 map, and I was wondering if you'd show it again. I do deeply appreciate the making sure that we are providing support as we're affected by trade. I know that there's a lot of different crops that were covered in that, and other important products, one of which is dairy, supporting the dairy industry. New Mexico's top 10 in the dairy industry, and it's a bright white there. So I look forward to working with you to make sure New Mexico gets the support it needs.
Get your share.
Thank you.
You burn me up with that green chili.
I yield the remainder of my time.